WRTV News at 11 is sponsored by BackToCaring.org. From Indy's streaming news leader, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
The family's not happy about it because again, can't reiterate enough, no one wins today. Absolutely nobody won today.
This is why officers in the city of Indianapolis are fleeing this community.
Thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. First tonight, reaction to the sentencing of the man who killed IMPD officer Breanne Leath in 2020. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says today's sentence fails to deliver justice. Elias Dorsey was found guilty but mentally ill of reckless homicide in the death of Officer Leath. Today, a judge sentenced him to time served for the death of Officer Leath, which comes to a little more than 5 years. Since Dorsey has been incarcerated since his arrest 4 years ago, he has nearly served that time. The majority of his sentence comes from the attempted murder of his girlfriend at the time, for which he will serve 25 years in prison. We spoke to Breanne Leath's mom and the FOP president after today's sentencing.
It's a miscarriage of justice. The judge, quite frankly, should be ashamed of himself. And it's a terrible way to go out because he has to live with that.
Very clearly, Breanne, we didn't win today. But he's going to jail. He does have to serve some time. He's not just going to walk out of here. Thank goodness. Of course, we're upset about it. The judge did highlight something that struck me, and I do agree with him. We're going to focus on how she lived. She was a bright star in our family. We deeply miss her.
The judge also sentenced Dorsey to 2.5 years for charges of criminal recklessness against the 3 other officers with Leath. That will be merged with the sentence in Leath's death, which means he faces no additional prison time. Dorsey is also sentenced to 15 years of mental health probation after his time in prison. We have IMPD Chief Bailey's full statement as well as a statement from Mayor Hogsett right now at WRTV.com. The issue of youth violence continues to be a focus here in Indianapolis. A basketball league is giving hundreds of Indy kids a safe outlet. This comes less than a week after 7 kids were shot downtown. WRTV's Naja Woods was at tip-off tonight for the league, bigger than basketball.
The Beck Hannon Powell Spring Club Basketball League is bigger than a game.
Basketball helps build confidence, helps navigate through conflict resolution. It offers a safe space.
It's a push for peace that's personal for founder Anthony Hampton.
I've been shot, so I've everything that they're going through, I went through as an adult, and they're going through it as children. So it's necessary that people pour into these children.
For spring ball, Hampton partnered with Indy POW, the Police Athletic and Activities League. It's a safe space that provides mentorship and mental health resources for local kids, like 15-year-old Jerome Merriweather.
Yeah, I've been in trouble. It's a bad place, and that's being a bad influence on younger kids.
Definitely important, keeping them off the streets, keeping them busy, something positive to focus on.
The league is also a chance for youth to build relationships with police.
We're excited to be here for them, and we're excited for the summer. Despite what has happened this weekend, we're better than that, and so we're looking forward to just being there for our youth, not just, again, during athletic programs, but all the time our doors are open.
A community effort encouraging kids to make good choices, like shooting basketballs instead of bullets.
If we can accomplish understanding from law enforcement and children and mental health and giving them activities, then the guns are no longer a thought. The violence is no longer a thought.
Naja Woods, WRTV.
The league is in its 9th year and goes for 6 weeks. A summer league will also be taking place. For more information on how to sign up, just head over to our website, WRTV.com. IMPD is stepping up curfew enforcement in an effort to curb violence involving Indy's youth. This comes after the shootings of 7 children in downtown Indy over the last weekend. State law notes 4 of those children were too young to be out at that hour on their own. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says enough was enough after this weekend shooting. He says the curfew laws on the books will be harshly enforced starting tomorrow, and you will likely notice the difference immediately.
Today, I'm again asking parents to step up and be a parent. It is your responsibility to know where your children are, who they are with, what they are doing at all times of the day. It is not the job of IMPD officers to babysit your children. We will not, and we cannot do it.
Chief Bailey says parents could face a lot more than a verbal warning if their kids become violent. A parent could potentially be charged if something terrible happens, but the ultimate decision to charge them lies with the Marion County prosecutor. For more on how curfew will be enforced and the timing kids need to abide by, check out our website, WRTV.com. Black leaders across Marion County came together tonight to reimagine public safety. Hundreds of leaders from the Black Church Coalition took part in the Safe and Healthy Communities Summit tonight. They shared demands from an 8-month campaign. It included seeking investments in public safety interventions and getting commitments to make investments to end poverty in Marion County.
It's important because we believe that everyone deserves the right to have a community where they are not only safe but also healthy.
The next summit for the Black Church Coalition will be on April 11th. One of the focuses is on homelessness and innovative housing solutions. Kevin?
Even though you might be getting used to temperatures quite cool, we'll change the numbers as we go into the weekend and next week. But it's cold now, 36 in Indy. The number of showers has diminished and will continue to do so overnight. Probability of rain at your house tomorrow, just 30 to 40%. The coverage of showers diminishing to end the work week. Our temperatures, middle to upper 40s, a slight uptick. And temperatures that are still running 12 degrees below average for this time of year. There's your weekend story. We start the weekend with a freeze watch. Temperatures below freezing, but it's not where you start, it's where you finish. We'll talk about the weekend warm-up, details on the eclipse forecast, and when we'll hit 70.
Today marks 56 years since Martin Luther King Jr. was killed. Hoosiers came together to honor the civil rights leader. The city of Indianapolis has a unique connection to the day Dr. King died. In April of 1968, Robert F. Kennedy, who was on the campaign trail in Indianapolis that day, delivered the news of the tragedy, which helped keep people calm. Indy avoided the riots some other major cities saw that day. There is now a park on that spot, Dr. MLK Jr. Park, and also a new visitor center. The Kennedy King Memorial hosted a commemorative event today. It included speeches, performances, and reflections on the progress and roads traveled towards racial equality and justice.
What they set forth for us is what we're doing today to continue that legacy, to continue moving forward, to continue helping this city, this community be a better place for all.
The Kennedy King Memorial Visitor Center is open to the public. It features exhibits about Dr. King and Bobby Kennedy and emphasizes the ongoing mission for racial justice throughout Indianapolis. We are just 4 days away from the solar eclipse, and the city of Indianapolis is urging people to plan ahead. City officials say they're expecting roughly 100,000 people to flock to Indy from all over the world. IMPD says it's going to have officers on bikes and ATVs with gas cans just in case people get stuck. Police are also going to use drones. This is an event the city has been planning for quite some time.
I think it's going to back up on the interstates, which eventually will spill into city streets. That's why we're telling people now to be prepared for some long delays coming home after the event. So get where you're going to get early, be prepared, stay there, and stay late.
Indy leaders urge people to not pull over while driving to watch the event, saying it can be dangerous. A microtransit program provides affordable transportation for many living on the east side, and now there are hopes to expand the program. Some are calling life-changing. The Driven to Success microtransportation program has been around for 2 years, and in that time, the program has provided over 13,000 rides for over 1,000 residents. Right now, the program services 8 zip codes on the east side, but stakeholders are raising money to hopefully expand the program in the future.
I would like to see it be a model for the city of Indianapolis and our county and our state, and become a national model for the United States of America.
The Driven to Success program takes passengers to places like doctor appointments, work, and the grocery store. It costs $2 one way, $4 round trip. For information on how to book a ride, visit this story on our website, WRTV.com. Helping ease the day-to-day burden of finding fresh food on the east side. Next, residents can get good, nutritious food for free close to where they live. Grieving families and people planning ahead say they are out thousands of dollars. They are suing for headstones they paid for but never got. Next, WRTV investigates.
From Indy's streaming news leader, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
2 Indy organizations are helping people on the east side get fresh, nutritious foods. Today, local nonprofits launched the Community Grocery Project. Residents will have access to refrigeration units in multiple convenient locations for free. The fridges will be stocked with grocery essentials like fresh produce, dairy, and protein. The project is aimed at addressing the food desert on the east side, which means that people do not have adequate access to fresh food.
This is a day-to-day fight for a lot of our residents, and that's access to food. So wherever that we can come in to help fill in the gaps as we are awaiting a grocery store in our community, it just really makes us happy to do so.
The current fridge is inside of the Far East Side Neighborhood Center on 38th and Post. Organizers are planning to open 3 more community fridges on the east side this year, including one at an apartment complex, but they haven't revealed just which one yet. The clock is ticking for Indiana students to file the 2024-2025 free application for federal student aid form. All students hoping to receive financial assistance must file this form, but it's also a graduation requirement for high school seniors. More than $400 million in funding is available for Hoosier students. That's according to the Indiana Commission for Higher Education. But the online process, well, it hasn't been easy for families this year. Educators say part of the confusion and challenges families are having stems from the late launch of FAFSA this year and software issues.
We're getting calls nonstop. Emails and calls are pouring in. Families are saying to us, we started to file in January and we're still not able to get the final things done. And they just want to make sure that they're not going to miss the April 15 deadline, or they're not going to be considered not filed.
Again, that deadline for high school students to file is April 15th. Kevin?
All right, let's jump to Monday here for a second, have a short conversation about this window from about 1:50 to 4:23. It's going to take quite a while, and then we get to 3:08. That's the peak time in Indianapolis for totality. Forecasts at this point show morning clouds decreasing through the day, so we pick up timeline at noon, 61, decreasing clouds, 30 to 40% cloud cover potentially around 2 o'clock, just before an hour before totality, and then we'll be in the 70s and breezy as we get to the afternoon hours. Of course, this will be adjusted. One thing is the atmosphere is always in motion, dynamic process. We'll continue to keep you updated. This is pretty certain. Look at that. Temperatures climb and peak on Monday and Tuesday. We'll be back to 70 degrees. Think about how that will feel compared to the last couple of days. The other thing that we'll do, and we may break the string tomorrow, we've had 6 straight days with measurable precipitation. Tomorrow, I think a lot more spotty, the showers. Maybe they missed the official rain gauge at Indianapolis International, but a couple showers still around in the afternoon. Temperatures in the middle to upper 40s. It will be breezy, some gusts to 20 miles per hour. Morning hours tomorrow, there's cloud cover and a few showers. Notice the motion from north to south. That's a cool flow of air into the Hoosier State. As you study up on these temperatures to end the work week, 60 is our average high temperature, and we're falling way short of that. The story Saturday morning, hard freeze in many spots. Temperatures 26 to about 28 degrees to the north, closer to 30 in Indy, but still below freezing. And then southern Indiana, upper 20s for the morning temperature, but we recover. Sun angle's pretty good. We'll see lots of sunshine Saturday, 55. 40% chance for a shower or thunderstorm to end the weekend, and that's what we'll wait on. Monday morning is for clouds to clear. Saturday temperatures in the mid-50s were the same on Sunday. The difference, the fact that we've got some thunderstorms that build late in the day. Temperatures warmest early next week. Chance of thunderstorms highest as we get to Wednesday, 67 degrees. 7-day forecast, pretty consistent as far as getting temperatures at or above average much of next week, and low temperatures back into the 50s. Nicole?
Dozens of Indiana families are suing a Greene County monument company. Customers say they never got the headstones they paid for. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny has learned a criminal investigation is underway as well by Indiana State Police. She traveled to Greene County and found why things are looking more dire by the day.
Off State Road 54 in the town of Bloomfield sits Austin Memorial Arts, a business that sells handcrafted monuments. Their doors locked during business hours when we stop by.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff inside, tons of files and paperwork and documents, it looks like.
Customers say the business suddenly closed back in January with no warning.
Lots of monuments inside as well.
WRTV Investigates did some checking and found no business registered with the state under the name Austin Memorial Arts. However, records show Richard King owns part of the property, and he's listed on the Better Business Bureau website as the owner of Austin Memorial Arts. WRTV Investigates counted more than 70 small claims lawsuits filed just this year against Austin Memorial Arts, Richard King, or both. Customers have claimed more than $225,000 in losses, many telling the court they paid deposits or in full for products they never received. Each name represents a very different story. We found that out when we headed to Greene County Court.
How much money are you out?
$10,000.
Greg Raudebush says he paid a deposit in 2022 for a pyramid monument for himself and his wife.
We're going to be cremated, put in the same box.
You're a planner.
I'm planning ahead, yeah. I just don't want my kids to have to go through this.
Greg filed a small claims lawsuit, which is still pending.
I just want my stone.
Other families we talk with aren't planning ahead. They are grieving, like Kimberly Walls.
It was very unexpected, very sudden.
Her dad, Larry, died in a farming accident in September, and she says her family ordered a monument from Austin Memorial Arts, but did not receive it before the doors closed.
I just don't understand how someone could do this to people in their time of grief.
They obtained a $3,700 judgment against the business and King.
I doubt we'll ever see it, but I am hoping that the state police will be getting the criminal case to the point that we can see criminal charges. And I'd like to see him in a very small, dark, dank jail cell.
We reached out to Indiana State Police, which told us the investigation is still in its initial stages, and we are requesting potential victims please contact 812-332-4411.
What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to see everybody get their money and him go to prison.
Small claims hearings related to Austin Memorial Arts are scheduled into May. The court has already granted more than $40,000 in civil judgments against the memorial company, including $1,400 for Teresa Miller.
What's your reaction to that?
I just can't believe that there are so many people affected and that we probably won't get our money back.
Richard King did not show up to court on March 13th when the court heard from more than a dozen families. No attorney was there to represent King either. Since we left town, we've tried calling the store, but it's been disconnected.
No longer in service.
We also emailed him with no response.
The sad thing is that when we ordered the monument, he claimed to be a friend of my dad and highly respected him and everything, and then he's done this.
For grieving families, they say this situation reopens wounds that still need to heal. Kara Kenny, WRTV.
2 of the small claims cases were dismissed by the consumer, but most of the lawsuits are still pending. Families have also filed at least 10 complaints with the Indiana Attorney General's office.
It's a trip to the desert to chase their dreams of a national title. I'm Brad Brown with Purdue at the NCAA Final Four. We'll get a look at the start of their weekend in Glendale, Arizona coming up when the News at 11 continues.
It was very nearly
Normally a storybook ending for Indiana State, but the Sycamores fall short in the NIT championship on Thursday night. A wild flourish in the closing seconds left ISU 2 points short of the title. Ryan Conwell's last three-point heave at the buzzer was short. Seton Hall's 79-77 win came after a 9-0 run to close out the final 2 minutes. The teams played a physical and aggressive game all night. An amazing run by Indiana State will end with a runner-up finish. They close out with 32 wins, second best in school history.
Obviously, heartbroken locker room. I think, that's the hard part of this is to be great at something. You have to put your entire heart and soul into it, and when you come up short, it's difficult in that locker room.
Seton Hall also won the NIT championship back in 1953. Purdue's here, and they're ready for everything that comes with being a part of the Final Four.
I think it hit when we got in the hotel room. When I saw all the goodies bags on my bed, I kind of freaked out a little bit because I thought that was cool. So right kind of once that hit, I was just super excited and kind of let it all hit us, and we kind of realized it.
It's nice to have a couple days before the game to kind of get on the gym, talk to you guys, kind of get some things out of the way and get acclimated, get comfortable here instead of just kind of flying here and then playing the next day. It makes the trip, makes the experience a whole lot better. Being able to get out, get some authentic food, get some sightseeing in a little bit, just to be able to experience the whole thing.
The Boilermakers getting their first dose of the media marathon that comes with being on college hoop's grandest stage.
Excited for our fans and our players and staff and former players. Just everybody a part of our basketball family. To be able to have an experience like this and have an opportunity to play in a Final Four and hopefully win a national championship is pretty surreal.
But they're savoring every bit of the experience ahead of playing the biggest game this program has seen in 44 years.
Become the Final Four was one of our team's goals, but it wasn't the final goal. All year we've talked about winning national championship. Now we have an opportunity to do that. I think everybody's going to really take that really seriously and really lock in here.
And so there will be plenty of time to talk about this weekend's matchup against NC State. Of course, the Wolfpack are kind of the Cinderella of this bunch. And then you've got UConn and Alabama waiting in the other half of that Final Four bracket. All four teams will practice here on Friday. More media talking as well, leading up to those national semifinal games here on Saturday evening. At the NCAA Final Four in Glendale, Arizona, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
It's got a nice ring to it. Friday forecast. Still lots of clouds around. Disappointingly cool. 48 for the high. The chance for showers less than today, so most of us will stay dry, but there'll be a few showers around. Temperatures generally in the upper 40s. The warmth kicks in next week. So if the Boilers can pull off the victory Saturday, then you've got them playing for a national championship on Monday, as well as the solar eclipse.
As well as temps in the 70s.
It's just too much to handle.
And we're going to be at the Motor Speedway, so it's going to be a great day.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Thanks so much for being here with us. We'll see you tomorrow.